Welcome to the Aligned Feminine.
Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to the Aligned Feminine, hanging out with your two favorite spiritual besties,
It's your girls, Taylor,
and Sammy.
and we are here to help you have a deeper relationship with yourself, your health, and your spirituality, girl, to transform and expand your life.
Doesn't that just sound literally fucking epic? It sounds amazing. Every time I hear you say that, I'm like, wow, like I feel inspired and motivated just starting the podcast. We haven't even gotten into today's topic yet.
Right? Like, who wouldn't want that? Transform your mind, body, soul, spirituality, health, fitness.
Well, all the fucking things.
Well,
And
you can have
today
it all.
oh my God, you can't have it all. You can't have it all. And today we're gonna give you guys the number one method to having it all, right? And that's gonna be being grounded in gratitude and embracing the abundance you already have. Because at the end of the day, we all want more, right? I think it's really easy for us to like get our manifestations, hit our goals, and be like, okay, on to the next thing. But something that Taylor and I were talking about a lot this morning was how this week we really just have been taking a lot of time for being grateful for what we have right now and grateful for what we see in front of us. And that, at the end of the day, is what's going to help you call more in.
100%. I feel like that's the foundation to everything, like spirituality wise too, and manifesting 100%. I feel like gratitude is the starting point, and you're really realizing what you have, how far you've come, being in that, like fully enveloped in that energy of just like, ooh, I am so lucky. I am so blessed. Thank you, universe. Thank you, spirits. Thank you, guides. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You could feel it. Like if someone says like, oh my God, thank you so much, you just kind of feel like, ooh. And it is an energy in itself. There are the scales. It's like a very popular picture I've seen like on social media. I follow so many like spiritual accounts and stuff like that. But they have posters of it and it's literally just like a frequency vibration scale. And
Yes. Mhm.
yeah, and it will say where each vibration is. So the vibration of love is what? 500?
I'm gonna pull it up.
800? Each has a different vibration. So gratitude has a really high vibration. And when you're in the energy of gratitude, you feel elevated. You feel aligned with that vibration. So same thing with love. When you're in the vibration of love, you just feel elevated. You're in that whatever number it is. I feel like love is either 500 or 800. And when you vibrate at that level, and someone vibrates a little lower, you bring them up naturally. Yes, that's it. So refer to Sammy's screen. I know she's not talking, so it might not
It's okay.
switch.
I'll talk. I'll talk so it can talk to you guys. So, guys, look at the scale. If you want to pull up the YouTube, this is going to be a great opportunity. And all I did was look up vibrational scale. So, if you just want to see it for yourself, if you're like, fuck that, Sammy, I can't see anything, that's okay. Go Google it yourself. But, Taylor, you are on the money, girlfriend. So, love is 500, joy is 540, peace is 600, and enlightenment is 700 to 1,000, which of course, I feel like gratitude is just like our title, we're grounded in gratitude. Like enlightenment has everything to do with gratitude because it has everything to be present in where you're at and what you already have.
Is gratitude on that or no?
Unfortunately, it's not, but there's multiple different ones and they all have different, like this little chart that I found, it's so stinking cute. This like breaks all of it down. So if you guys want, actually, Taylor and I, maybe what would be great is we'll make an Instagram post for you guys so you guys can follow the it's Aligned Feminine Podcast on Instagram. And we'll post that for you guys with a cute little like selfie of us. And you'll be able to see it for yourself. But no, I don't think gratitude specifically is on it, but it's all relative, right?
Yeah, no, totally. And just like the same thing of the negative vibrations, right? So like hate, disgust, envy, jealousy, the list goes on and on. They all have a specific vibration and it kind of like pulls yours down. And we all have our own vibration that we walk around the earth with, and certain things can kind of make it go up and down, and certain people that you're around can affect it. And Sammy and I can attest to that. Like, if you're ever around someone and you just kind of feel like, whoa, we've all been there and been like, yo, what the fuck? I'm in such a bad mood now. Or like, I need to go cleanse. I need a spiritual shower. I need to sage myself. It's very real. So gratitude is a very high vibration to be in. And whenever you can incorporate it in your life, it'll just bring you up in that way also. So we're going to talk about all the benefits and effects of gratitude and relate them to personal stories and how we utilize them in our lives. So Sammy, how do you utilize gratitude in your everyday life?
Okay, so low key, I want to celebrate you first. So I want you to go and I want you to tell our fucking listeners what milestone you hit, what we are feeling so grateful for waking up this morning. Because I think we gotta start it off with that, Taylor. Like fucking incredible. Let's go. What is it?
So I am so grateful for getting 40 members, which was where we capped it at. We have 40 founding members who get the lowest price. And then we stopped the whole promo, but we sold out of that in 25 minutes. How fucking crazy. And this is the Ebb and Flow Hot Yoga, meditation and massage studio. And these were memberships for our founding members. So they were cheaper, but we're gonna have second waves and stuff like that so people can also get discounts. But oh my God, 25 minutes? What the hell? We were not expecting that. Everyone was saying like, oh, like be patient. It could take like a week or two, and then it will, then we'll do the second wave. No, not even the first day, the first 25 minutes. So we've been over the moon about this literally for, I don't know, the last 24 hours, because this literally happened yesterday. And it was something that definitely we manifested in a way, because Tyler and I knew, we were like, no, it's gonna go fast. People are gonna be really, really excited about this. And they were. So that's a huge win. And I'm just feeling very grateful lately for that and community and everyone that's been supportive. It's a really exciting time for us.
Yay! Okay, well, I just wanted to start with that because, like, that's the biggest deal in the fucking world. And I think, especially when it comes to opening up a business, obviously, we do talk about a lot of that stuff because we are business owners. But it goes to show for any dream that you have, like people are always going to tell you, play it safe, stay patient. It might take this, but I encourage you guys to think about like, what if it does sell out in a day? Because that's what I audio Taylor the night before. I was like, girl, what if it sells out in one day? And she messaged me and she was like, it sold out in 30 minutes. And then this morning she was like, we actually checked, it was 25 minutes. Like, wild, 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 wild. But it's possible, especially if you have the right intention. And I feel like you guys, gratitude has been your one of your number one core values, So it has just been like all along the way. You've been so grateful for even the opportunity, which is why you're seeing such incredible results.
Oh my God, it's so true. I feel like manifesting goes so hand in hand with gratitude. Like what you're already grateful for, it kind of just like reflects to the universe of like, I'm so thankful to have this and I want more. Like, because you know what you already have and you're just giving that energy of like, I love what I already have. What I already have is enough. So the universe is like, okay, well, I'll just gift you with some more. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love that. And I feel like that's so important to just recognize that in the first place, right? I think gratitude is a really big lesson. So for me, I wanted Taylor to go first because I think that I came across this topic from a lesson that I learned moving last weekend. And it wasn't all like rainbows and sunshine, which is why I wanted Taylor to come into this podcast first and like show you guys like an amazing example, because this is like a little bit more of just like worst case scenario. So when you guys listen to this, don't assume this is going to happen to you. I hate when people do that, when it's like, oh my God, I've heard this happen to so and so. I'm going to be afraid that it happened to me. Like, I'm not sharing this for you guys to fear it. But I do think it taught me a very, very valuable lesson. So I recently moved, as you guys know, we're here recording in the office. I'm so grateful and over the moon about it. But when it came to the actual experience of moving, it just was very stressful. Up until yesterday, I had no heat. So I've been in my apartment for over a week and I came in here to no Wi-Fi, no gas. There were so many things wrong with the place. It wasn't even funny. There was ants in the bathroom. Like when you think of worst case scenario moving into a place, that's kind of what I walked into. And I always ask myself, well, where did I play a role in manifesting this? Right. And I think for me, like you guys know, because I had talked about it on the podcast, I was feeling a little so-so about all of the help that I was receiving moving. And it went fantastic. Like my friends were literally amazing. We got all of my stuff out of the old place and in the new place in less than 2 hours. Like it was literally the fastest move I've ever had. It was such a good experience. But I think that kind of like wobbly energy, I feel like if I was more in an energy of gratitude and excitement, whereas I feel like I was kind of just like stagnant, like I was kind of just like so-so about it. I was feeling a little weird about all of the help. And I just think I'm like, shit, well, that contributed to me manifesting all of these problems, right? And it's not to be like, blame yourself, Sammy, but it's just holding yourself responsible and just thinking of where could I have grown here. So for me, I was like, I feel like I've wanted an office for so long. Maybe I could have poured a little bit more into the energy of gratitude and excitement. And I think one of the things that I was really struggling with in myself was feeling worthy of so much space. So this is going to be a little bit more of a just tougher topic, so trigger warning. But growing up, I feel like I was very privileged. I did not see or experience as much homelessness and the realities of people dumping stray dogs and the realities of shelters and just some of the realities of this world right now with the election and with just everything going on, war. I feel like my mom and my dad, they did a great job. My stepdad, they did a great job of just sheltering me from that. And I'm so grateful for it because I can't even imagine like how much anxiety I would have had as like a teenager in my early 20s. If I really knew the reality of what was going on, I don't know if like I could have handled it. But now that I'm off on my own, and especially living here in Austin, I just see it a lot more. We saw it in South Carolina too, but for me, it's been very difficult. Like I have a select amount of people that live where I drive by every single day underneath a and I'm sorry if I get emotional. Like this is just so like such a topic for me. But I see them living under a bridge and they only have like sleeping bags and it breaks my heart. Like it literally breaks my heart so much. So I think for me, I have been very close to people who have been in that situation, and I have seen that firsthand, and I have loved that person or people. I've loved those people firsthand, so I understand and I know how hard it is. I've seen how hard it is. And moving into this, that was kind of one of the first things I struggled with was like, am I worthy of all of this space? Like, do I deserve this? Like, there's people right now that have nothing. And I was doing my cold shower. I was feeling really resistant. And I had just over the weekend, we do an act of kindness for 75 hard every single day. It's not something I love to like talk about because I think the whole point of it is to do something without other people knowing. But when I went downtown, because I've been feeling so triggered by seeing these people, and it's not triggered in a way of like, oh my God, like it's just me feeling bad for them. Like I think that's what it is. Like it's a lot of compassion, it's a lot of empathy. It also makes me think of like, oh, what would I do if I was in that situation? It's really humbling, right? So it's just bringing up those thoughts and feelings that I've never experienced before as an adult, like being on my own, living on my own, having two fur babies, having my own business. These are things that come up and that you might be dealing with, right? So I was taking this cold shower and I realized I was like, it felt so good over the weekend. I can't donate thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars like I would do right now. I can't open any charity of my own that I would like to do in the future. Like, I'm not in a position right now where I can help to a grand scale, but I can do something. So I got a little goodie bag and I put some protein bars, I put protein granola, I put a water bottle in there. And when I went downtown, I went with the intention of giving it to somebody because at the end of the day, like I'm not in a position where I can do much, but that's something I could do. And then a couple days later, I was getting my oil changed and I saved 50%. And I was talking to this woman about a beautiful shelter. And it was so hard hearing like the realities of what these animals go through. And, she works very closely with the people that own the shelter. So she was talking about all the finances and all this stuff. And I asked for their Venmo and I donated some money. And again, it's like I'm not yet in this position yet. I can't wait to be where I can donate thousands of dollars, but can I donate 10 right now? Like, can I donate something? So I did. That was my act of kindness. And that made me feel really good. And when I was in the shower, I realized I was like, I had to go through all that I went through with the move because it still is nowhere near as bad as what some people are going through. Like, I had no heat. For a week, I was freezing my butt off wearing sweatpants and a sweatshirt and a blanket 24/7 in my apartment because it was so cold, but they're fucking outside. And I feel like it was just the universe and God teaching me that, like, no matter what, like, He's given this to me and I need to be grateful and I need to feel worthy of it. Like I am worthy of it. And just because other people are in that situation, it doesn't mean that I'm going to be in it too because we all have our own journeys. And at the end of the day, some people genuinely choose that. Like some people genuinely choose to live in their cars. Some people genuinely choose to not go home to their families, to not go home to people that are offering stay. Like they choose to say no. And I have to remember that when I'm feeling so empathetic, I'm feeling so compassionate. I'm like, what can I do? Oh my goodness. So I did this little ritual when I just like broke down and I just allowed myself to feel. I think that was the biggest thing is that it was something I just kept brushing to the side. Like every time I would pass by somebody and I would read their sign and I wanted to cry, my heart wanted to break. I wasn't allowing myself to feel that and just allow myself to process those emotions. So in the shower, I did. And even though I had no hot water, I was like, I'm so grateful for water. Like, I'm so grateful for my clothes that are making me warm, even if I have no heat. Like, I'm so grateful for this fucking apartment. Like, at least I have walls around me. I have a bed to sleep in. And I was just hysterically sobbing, like, just saying, all of the things that I was grateful for. And I swear, like, I could feel God, I could feel Source, I could feel all my angels. Like, I'm sitting there on my hands and knees, just like crying my eyes out about what I can't change, but how much I wish that I could. And at the end of the day, what they told me is that it all starts with just gratitude. Like the more that I focus on what people don't have, on what I don't have, on what has left, the more things are going to leave. But the more that I focus on what I do have and what God has given me and what I can be grateful for around me. Like I said, I'm grateful for water in general. Maybe it's not hot, but thank you so much for water. Some people don't even have that. And it was just so humbling, but in a way where I was like, what can I do with this? Like, what can I do with this gratitude? And he told me, he was like, share it, dude. Like, so I went out crying. I went on live on Instagram and I just went live and I just talked about all of this. And I was like, I'm just feeling so much gratitude. I feel like my younger self was very privileged. And I feel like, in a way, she was ungrateful. And I remember my mom used to say that. She used to say, she was like, Sammy, I know you've had it bad. Like, I know that you haven't had the perfect life and you went through a lot of things. But she was like, but people have it a lot worse than you. And she used to straight up to my face call me ungrateful, and I would be so hurt. Like, honestly, my inner child right now saying that out loud and admitting the things that my mom used to say to me, Like, she's blunt. She's gonna tell you the fucking truth that she feels. She's not always right, and I will tell her that to her face. But she was right in that sense of teenage Sammy was ungrateful. Like, there was people that weren't even having meals that night that were my age. But, you learn things as you learn them. I just turned 26. I am living on my own, whereas I had my partner for 3 years. Like, I'm just at that stage in life where I can see it more, I can understand. I think this is a huge part of adulting. So, even though it is a very heavy topic, because like I said, I was super resistant to thinking about it too. It is something that's a very big reality in this world, and it's something that I want to help. So when I think about what can I do about it, this is why I share what I've been doing for my 75 hard tasks, because it's not to brag, but I'm not able to do a ton right now, but this is what I am able to do. Or even just talking about it and just seeing like where you can help. Like with the dog shelter, she was like, yeah, like we always ask for fosters. We ask for people to come and just hang out with the animals and just spend time with them. Like there's little ways, and we always talk about this on the podcast. It's not just financial, it's not just money, but there's ways that you can help. So for me, like when I moved, I told Taylor, like, I have to do laundry today because I got rid of so many clothes. But I'm so grateful because I know those clothes are going to people who genuinely need them. Whereas for me, they're in my closet for 6 months and I don't fucking wear them, but that's something that could warm somebody tonight, you know?
Holy shit. First of all, if y'all need to like rewind that and listen back, because I mean, could not agree more. And I feel like we grew up in similar, I don't want to say privilege, but we did have a lot of privilege growing up that we understand now a lot of families didn't have or didn't have the opportunities. Um, and it is very humbling. And it's very, you know, whenever there's a comparison type thing to someone that has struggled a lot more, you kind of feel guilt in a way. Like, and under the guilt, you can choose guilt or you can choose gratitude. And you could choose to be like, the cards that I was dealt, I'm very grateful for. And I'm very grateful that, my parents had steady-ish income. But through that, like, and through the real harsh realities of life in that way, like if my parents couldn't really afford like a great dinner that night, or we never really went on vacation that much, stuff like that, like it's easy to fall into like oh, poor me, like I feel bad because so and so's family is in Mexico for the whole week or whatever. Like comparison does crazy things with your brain. But when you kind of take a step back and you look at it from like a different point of view, especially growing up, like you said, like the perspectives we gain just from like real world things, like our parents, I'll speak for my parents, they did everything they could with what they were given. They tried their hardest with a lot of things. And we didn't have a lot of money growing up. It's kind of amazing to gain that perspective and be like, I'm so grateful for what they could have, what they did give me, because it is so much more than what a lot of people get on a normal basis. So that gratitude definitely hits differently of just being like, my childhood could have gone a totally different direction in so many ways. And the more you learn about cultures, the more you learn about statistics about the world and about children and just about opportunities that people don't ever get a chance to see. It brings light to all of the amazing and effortless things that we take for granted every single day. And those things are great to bring up with your gratitude, with your affirmations, with your daily self-talks, just to be like, I'm so grateful for blank, like I'm so grateful that even as small as like I live in a place where the crime rate isn't crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so grateful that I live in a place where the air is clean. Like, there's a lot of countries and places that, like, their air, like, just something as big and important as that, and they don't have any control over. It's like we get to breathe fresh air. I mean, there's toxins or whatever, but anything like that, there's always something to be grateful for. And even if you feel like you don't have a lot, you can always find that one thing that's like your anchor in that way. And I think that's really important too, is to have a gratitude anchor, like the one thing that you're just like, thank God I have this. Or, you know what? It could be a past experience too. And I was thinking about this a lot too. Past situations and past people, you can also be very grateful for. Your past versions of yourself, you should be grateful for, you know? Like, I'm so grateful that I was in a very toxic relationship. And I say this all the time. I'm so grateful for that relationship because I would have never learned all of the things that I now know. I would have never been as wise as I am. You know, sometimes it's through all the bullshit that you gain this beautiful perspective and this strength. And not only does it help you later in life, it helps a million other people, or it can if you utilize it the right way, right? And you heal through it. And that's exactly what I ended up doing. So the gratitude can go beyond all of the bullshit and just be like, I'm grateful that you hurt me. I'm grateful that this shitty situation happened. I'm grateful that the universe plopped me in a space, in a place that it did so that I had to learn how to swim, you know? And everyone can kind of relate to that in their own way, shape, and form, but it's how you look at the situation is everything. And it changes everything. So start small. And this was where I really just dove in. I feel like I've been grateful, you know, here and there in life. And I get in little spouts where I'll just have so much gratitude and I'll speak it every single day, all the time. And I've noticed such a difference in my energy, just personally. There's this one story I remember so clearly when I was in North Carolina at this time and I was working like a little server job at like a sports bar and I had just left the toxic relationship and I was starting from scratch. I was starting over and you know like that wasn't the position I wanted to be in. Like I mean, I was living comfortably in an apartment with my two best friends at the time and every day going to work and not really knowing what direction I wanted to go in life and I felt still very lost. But every day going to work I made it a habit to say 10 things I was so grateful for that 20-minute drive. And it could be small things, it could be big things, and it could be repetitive things like every day. So I started doing this on the ride to work. And by the time I got to work, I was glowing, like literally glowing. And it would be like, I'm so grateful for the sunshine today, and I'm so grateful for the leaves because they're so beautiful and they're changing colors. And North Carolina, you know, weather is so nice. I'm so grateful that I even had the opportunity to move states and I had the financial means and I had just the beautiful friends that I could live with. And I'm so grateful for this serving job, you know, something as small as that, so that I can make my own money and I'm independent now and I get to learn from scratch. Like I get to really learn and immerse myself in this world being an individual and being single and focusing on me. And I'm so grateful for that. Take a step back and you're like, oh my God, I'm so grateful for this moment. I'm so grateful for life in general. Like something like you can literally look around at any point and be like, I'm so grateful to be alive and to be on this planet right now and have the opportunity to live a life. Some people are taking their last breath right now. You know, there's always something to be grateful for. And I think perspective is everything.
Summer is coming. Will you be ready? Let's get real for a second. Every single year, summer sneaks up on you, and suddenly it's here. The shorts, the swimsuits, the tight dresses, which show a lot more skin, but also can show a lot more insecurity. This is why I created a free 16-day experience, the Bikini Body Blueprint, because I want last summer to be the last summer that you felt insecure, that you worried about the flabs in your skin, that you worried about the cellulite. Because within the Bikini Body Blueprint, you're not only going to get everything that you need so that you can be feeling like the most confident version of yourself in and outside of the gym, but you're going to get fitness consulting. You are going to get workouts programmed for you. You're going to have a healthier relationship with food so that you're able to eat the foods that you love, still enjoy, still go out, but see the results that you fucking want to see in your body. Okay, so this is going to be a once in a lifetime experience because I've poured so much of my heart and my soul into every aspect of this program. So if this sounds like something that you need to go into summer 2025 feeling like your best fucking self, DM me on Instagram, confidence at Sammy Roos. That's going to be SAMIRUESS_, and I'll see you in there. I can't wait for you to be feeling like the queen you are inside and out. Dude, I couldn't have said it better, honestly. Like everything you said was so beautiful. And I feel like the number one thing to remind you guys is that it's never too late to change that perspective around. Like if you've been feeling a little ungrateful or you're listening to this and you're like, wow, like I haven't thought about things at such a deep capacity before, and you feel called to maybe like send a message. Like I know for me, I was like, oh my gosh, like I feel like I was so ungrateful. Like I see what my mom was talking about. And I was like, well, what can I do about it? And I was like, I'm gonna send her a message right now saying thank you so much for what you did. And I'm gonna tell her that I understand. I'm gonna tell her that I know that she did her best. And I'm gonna tell her I love her and that I'm so grateful for all of the hard work that she put in. And that I know I could have had it a lot worse, and I'm so grateful I didn't. So it's like it's never too late to turn that frown upside down, to turn that perspective around. And I think one of the best ways that you can do it is going back to those people. I was listening to a podcast, and I haven't had the cojones to do this yet, but I think it's a really cool idea. But this guy went through every single person who hurt him or he hurt, and he messaged them and was like, hey, name, I'm so sorry that I picked on you in middle school. I'm really sorry that I did that. I know that that was not cool of me to do. And I just want you to know I still think about it. And I just sincerely wanted to send my apologies and say I'm really grateful for this experience because now I know how to treat people. And that's just like an example. It's not specifically what he said, but he did say something along those lines. And when the person responded, they were like, well, thank you so much. Why did you do that? Like, why? It was something that was still bothering them. And what turned out to be the case was that her kids were getting bullied in school and she didn't know what to do about it because she was also bullied in school, you know? But I thought that was so inspirational to me of having somebody go through a list of people who have hurt him, but also who, or he has hurt, but also of people who have hurt him, because it's like he was taking full responsibility. And I remember, I think it was like these people who really, really did him dirty. And he was like, hey, like, I just wanted to reach out and say, I'm sorry for my part in you, let's say, robbing me. And they're like, what? Like, we robbed you. And he's like, yeah, but I was pissed off and I sent you a lot of hate and I held a lot of resentment because of that. And I need to let that go now. So I'm saying sorry for my part in it. So they don't really understand, but it's more so something that you get to do for you. And like I said, I personally haven't had the cojones to do something like that. And I don't even know if I really would feel called 100% to do that for every single person. But I thought it was really cool. And it did inspire me to, okay, well, who can I reach out to that I do want to do that for, that I do want to take responsibility for? And I have done that with those people. So, like, my mom honestly was one of them where I just, like, after this cold shower and this whole breakthrough that I got, I was like, I have to pour this gratitude to her because for those years that I was ungrateful or that she was feeling like I was ungrateful and that I didn't understand, I get to make up for that now. You know, like I get to change the narrative to that now. So just know if you've been in a position, and this might be years ago, like for me, like Taylor said, we've definitely been practicing gratitude for the past couple of years. I think now it's just like to a completely different scale because of how we're evolving, because of what we've built and what, you know, how we've grown up. And we're just going back and we've done the shadow work and we've worked through all the trauma. So now we get to see, like, okay, Now that all of that cloud is out of my way, now I get to change my perspective and see, okay, well, I do have this. And Taylor, I loved when you were like, I'm so grateful for the toxic relationship because I feel the exact same way. Like, I had such a toxic relationship before my partner before this. And I'm so grateful because one, like, they taught me my worth. It was the first time I've ever left anybody. And like, that's hard for me. Like, I'm a ride or die girly. Like, I was listening to a podcast and they were like, my biggest flaw is I don't give up on people. And you guys know from listening to me, like, that is me. So, with this toxic relationship, I had to say goodbye. And in doing that, I met my partner who gave me 3 incredible years. Like, I'm so grateful for that relationship. We might not be together right now, but shit, I have an incredible vision and idea of love and what unconditional love and friendship really is, and also what building something from the ground up looks like with somebody because we did all of that together. We moved out on our own together. I started my business like with them, and they were a huge supporter in that. So the times might not have been correct for us where we're at, but I am so fucking grateful for that. Like when it comes to the next relationship, like, oh my God, they're gonna have to like be the most incredible person because when it comes to that quote, like this or something better, it's like, I don't even know how I could imagine what something better is. Like I can, of course, because like dream life or whatever. Like you think about those things, but it's like holy shit. So I really want to encourage you guys to be grateful for that too, because I know for me personally, I feel like especially when it came to that situation, it's so easy to feel like people are taken from you when that time is up. I know there's that quote that it's like people are in your life for a season, a reason, or a lifetime. And like for me, it was like, well, the toxic relationship was for a reason. I had to fucking learn how to walk away. And then this next relationship, that was for a season, but it was for a beautiful season, and we both have nothing but good things to say about each other. And then it's like, as it goes into the next flows of life, like we get to take all of that, be so grateful for all of that, and for me, I just feel like after I was in so much pain and I was so heartbroken. And I think that's where it's easy for us to be ungrateful is when we're going through heartbreak specifically, just because whether it's heartbreak over a friend, over a relationship, you lost your job, like it could be multiple different things that's causing your heart to be in pain. But I think, at least for me, that's when I find myself struggling with gratitude the most because I'm so overwhelmed by the feelings of loss. But it's like, what did I gain from that? And whenever I think about that, I get the most amount of peace, and it just allows me to actually think about a future and actually consider where I'm going next and want to go there. Because when it comes to things like that, and especially with like the comparison, like Taylor said, it's really easy to feel like you're in a hole and not have anything to be grateful for. And girl, I just love that because I don't think people look at relationships like that, especially toxic ones, but also the good ones too. Like we need to be grateful for every relationship. And that's not just partners. Like this is friends, this is coworkers, this is old bosses. Like I'm so fucking grateful for my old boss. Oh my God. Like I don't want to go into it too much, but that was another thing that like in the moment I was like, oh my God, I just want to start my own business. Oh my God. Like I was so ready for the next thing. But my old boss taught me so much that I now take into my own business. And I'm so fucking grateful. And during the time, like 22-year-old Sammy, she was not. And I wish she was. But now, like I said, what do I get to do about it? Well, I get to have that perspective and I get to choose gratitude right now. So even though 22-year-old Sammy, when she was working there, she was like, no, I don't want to. Like she couldn't handle it, blah, 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 like all the things. It's like now 26-year-old Sammy is like, thank God I worked that job because my business would not be where it's at right now if I didn't learn all the fundamentals from somebody else? So just remember that. Like, think about anything in life, especially your hardest of times, because, like Taylor said, that's where you actually learn the most about yourself.
Period. And sometimes it does take afterwards, and reflecting after to be like, "Ooh, I actually like that happened. I'm actually like very happy that happened because it led me here or yeah, like you said, like it led me to whatever position I'm in or whatever lesson, very valuable lesson that I learned from it. So it really is just stems from our experiences, stems from real world things and seeing what life is really about and how everyone experiences it and has such different means, like so differently from each other. So there was something that always I thought was really interesting, and it's when people kind of say, like, why do we wait for someone's funeral to honor them? Why do we wait until someone dies and crosses over to the next side to honor them, to be grateful for them, and to let them know how we feel about them, to bring them flowers, to be whatever? It's like, it was a really interesting perspective of like, do it now. Like, do it while they're alive. Like, make sure they know now in the living world how you feel about them because why wouldn't you? And I think that was super powerful and it gains that perspective of like, why do we do that? Because we are clearly grateful for the person. And when the absence of them comes and they leave our life, it's like, oh my God, you get a rush of like, I miss them and I whatever because this and because I appreciated this about them and this is this. I was like, did they know it? You know? And I mean, obviously you talk to them in spirit and there are so many ways to connect afterwards, and that's like a whole different episode. But the point is, why wait? If you feel grateful for someone and maybe they need to hear that, sometimes people will act out of frustration and act out of like just feeling unappreciated. And these things can ripple throughout their relationships in life. And Sammy and I had like a very frequent conversation about this where I felt like my partner didn't feel appreciated. And Sammy gave the best and most beautiful advice of like, maybe he doesn't feel that love right now, or maybe he needs a little more. And he needs to know that like people are proud of him. Like we're human beings. We all feel relatively and need relatively the same type of emotions and positive vibrations and energies. So like maybe he just needs a little extra. And I was like, you're so fucking right. So we got into like a little tiff, and before anything was said, I started it by saying, I am so grateful for you and so thankful for all that you've been doing. And I appreciate you. And I see everything. I see all the hard work you're doing. And I love you so much. And I send you all of my love every day, no matter what. And like just pouring into him these things that you can tell that he was lacking in, like all of these emotions. And it, first of all, set the whole conversation in such a different direction, but you could tell it was filling him up and filling up his cup in a way that he so desperately needed. And not to say like everyone needs to hear these things, but it's so beneficial and it definitely helps to hear these things from people that you love and just to get that like reassurance that you are going in the right direction, and you can do it. You can do these things, and people are supporting you, and you do have love in these other people that they're sending you. So maybe this episode is also your sign to send out gratitude and send out appreciation and make people feel appreciated that are in your life right now because thinking about it right now, I'm already like, okay, maybe this is my sign to send some text messages. It can be something as small as a DM or a text on Instagram, just being like, thinking of you. And I'm so grateful for the time that we spent together, or I'm so grateful for the last time we hung out and the wisdoms you've taught me and whatever it is, it can be literally anything. So I don't know. I think that's what I'm doing after this.
You are so on the money of like sending out those DMs because I was listening to Ed Milet. You guys know I'm such a podcast girly. I've mentioned like 8 different podcasts in this one episode alone. But he has a morning ritual where every single morning he picks two people in his life. It could be in any form, capacity, area of life, anyone. And he'll send them a message saying how grateful he is for them and why. And why he appreciates having them in his life, what they've taught him, what they made him feel, whatever. And I just feel like that's such a good and great way to start your day. Like it just sets the tone. So, yes, everybody take Taylor's advice because Ed Milet is like one of the most successful people I've ever learned from. And he does this every single day. And also, like I wanted to say, when it came to your guys' conversation, not only did it pour so much love into your partner, but it poured so much love into you by seeing how much love you were pouring into him. And then you felt so much love. So just remember that, like, you're giving it, yes, but you also feel so much love and gratitude by saying the words and by doing the action. So it's like you're setting an intention to make somebody else feel good, but you're gonna feel fucking amazing in the process too.
Oh my God. So, so true. It's like a win-win-win. Like everyone just wins.
Uh, so win your life with freaking gratitude, people. So I feel like we should end this episode with Taylor. Do you want to tell them just some of the benefits from gratitude just overall? We gave a lot of examples, so maybe this is really gonna hone in, like you guys just seeing this as a sign of, wow, I really need to embrace this a little bit more in my day-to-day life.
Yes, absolutely. I'm so happy you asked. So, here are some benefits. For one, it will shift your perspective. We already kind of touched on that. It focuses on what you have rather than what you lack. It fosters contentment and reduces comparison, which who wouldn't want that? It boosts your mental health. So, getting into like the biology of it, it lowers stress, anxiety, and depression by rewiring the brain for positivity. The fact that we can even do that in this lifetime is fucking amazing. So, like, let's take advantage of that? Question mark.
Yeah.
It enhances relationships. We also touched on that. It strengthens connection through appreciation and mutual respect. It's seriously palpable. You could feel the love from appreciating someone and them appreciating you back. It improves physical health. So it reduces stress, improves sleep, and boosts immunity. So this is like mind, body, soul healing for just this one practice alone, which is amazing. It encourages mindfulness, keeps you present, appreciating life as it unfolds, as it is. Thankful and grateful for the good and the bad. That's life, the yin and the yang. It increases resilience, helps reframe challenges, and find silver linings. Ooh, I love that. I love a good silver lining. I'm like a sucker for those. And then lastly, it attracts abundance. It cultivates a mindset that draws in more positivity. So you train your brain to kind of just always find the good and be grateful for what you do already have. You're gonna have more things like that being attracted to you. So these are kind of like some concrete benefits. And if you can relate to any of them or all of them throughout your life, and maybe you can notice these things a little more after listening to this podcast of where you do cultivate gratitude in your life.
100%. So I want you guys to just really hone in on this energy this week. Every single day, I want you guys to take 2 minutes, okay? To send a little audio, to send a little message. Maybe you send a picture of you and your best friend. You're like, oh my God, girl, do you remember when we literally just met and we both had lobsters and like we took a picture together? Yes, this is about Taylor and I. When we worked at Sunset.
Good time.
Send them memories and be like, oh my God, I'm so grateful for these past versions of us. Like, we've come so far. Taylor and I are living in two different states. And people ask me all the time. They're like, how do you do it? And I'm like, girl, I talk to Taylor more than I talk to anybody. Like, literally, we're on the phone at least once or twice a week. We do the podcast together. Like, we are always in such divine alignment. But I think the number one reason why is because we are not afraid to say how we feel about each other. Like, anytime Taylor does anything, I'm always like, thank you so much because I know I can't do the editing for this podcast. I know that she is way more creative than me. Guys, she came up with our entire cover photo by herself. I'm over here struggling with my Canva templates, like, oh my God, what do I do? So you have to pride people on their strengths. And I really feel like, girl, this is why we have such a strong relationship because we're not scared to be vulnerable. We're not scared to say, I love you. We're not scared to just literally go above and beyond with our gratitude. And it just makes us feel good just to give it, but also to receive it. So I encourage you guys, if this episode reminded you of somebody and you're like, oh my God, you have your own Taylor, or you want to send it to your partner and be like, wow, this episode listening to Taylor, like that took a lot of cojones, like to go in there and just start with that energy. I'm loving that word today.
I
Like, I don't know. It's just like I'm loving it. But it's like it took a lot of courage for her to go in there and be like, I want to start with this. And that's something you can take into your own relationship. It's something that you can send to somebody and be like, this reminded me of you. I really wanted you to know how grateful I am. Listen to this episode. I think it's going to make you feel really good. And then they're going to listen to this and be like, oh my God, like, they're talking about all these things and you're thinking of how grateful you are for me, like I'm the person that comes to your mind. Can you imagine how good they're gonna feel? So send this to a friend, send this to your partner, send this to a coworker, send this to somebody that you feel like needs to feel appreciated and needs the spotlight, and start taking time, even if it's 2 people per day. Start small. If you want to start with one person per day, if you want to start doing it once a week, like start where you can. But I promise you, it's going to be easy. And don't be afraid to do the same person. Because, like I say, I text Taylor all the time and I'm like, oh my God, I got so much value from literally this advice that you gave me. Oh my God, the podcast is so fire. Yesterday, I literally messaged her after listening to our episode and I was like, girl, our energy is on fire. I was like, this was such a good episode. Thank you. Like, thank you for your work in this. Thank you for being my partner in this. So don't be afraid to say it over and over and over again because at the end of the day, people love compliments. They love it. We all love it. I love it. Taylor loves it. Like, we all love it. So just like give them a compliment. Tell them their hair looks good. Tell them that they look pretty. Like, just pour out love and you're gonna receive it too. But that's not the point, right? Like, the whole point is to realize we have everything that we need within us. So once we realize that, we're always gonna be overflowing. We're never gonna need anybody else's external validation because we're our own hype woman. We're our own hype man. We got ourselves. We're cheering ourselves on. We're picking ourselves up. And when you do that, when you're in that groundedness within the gratitude that you have for yourself, that's when you get to change the world.
girl. Oh my God. Full body chills.
Ooh.
But also, oh my God. Like that is where we're ending it right there.
Okay.
You guys, rewind, send to a friend, send to someone that you are grateful for and
Yeah.
and tell them how grateful you are. So Sammy, I'm so grateful for you and I love you so much.
You, girl. I love you. And I'm so grateful for our listeners. Like, I'm so grateful for this podcast. If you guys are grateful for the podcast too, we would be just over the moon in gratitude if you share it on your story and tag us so that we can see who's listening, what you're doing. Like, if you're on your hot girl walk, show it. If you're sitting at a coffee shop and you're working and listening to this at the same time, like, we want to see it. And leave a 5-star review. Like, that is how we get to keep changing the world. We get to keep spreading our message. So we are so grateful for all of you. I'm so grateful for you too, Taylor. And help us spread this love. And oh my God, it's literally 11:11 my time, almost like literally a minute away. So we're gonna have to make a wish. You know the vibe.
I'm with it. We made a wish for my 11/11, so now we have to make a wish for your 11/11.
I know. Well, I wish that everybody feels like the same amount of gratitude we do. And I really wish that everyone has a tailor in their life. I say that all the time, but I feel like everyone, y'all need a tailor in your life. Like manifest a tailor. I'm manifesting it for you. So just tell yourself that. Be like, I'm manifesting a tailor.
I love you. Everyone should manifest a Sammy in their life. But that's the beauty of this podcast is they can get a Taylor and a Sammy, right? Like you can literally hang out with us for what? 30 minutes to an hour whenever you want on YouTube or Spotify. Or you
Does
could
that
spot.
mean our wish came true? Literally, we
Yes!
just wished it and our wish came true.
Asked and answered. Thank you,
Talk
universe.
about perspective, baby.
Yes. Oh my God. This has been a great episode and so grateful for the podcast in itself also. So,
Oh. Well, do you want to tell the people where they can find you, especially since you officially are opening up the fucking doors? Do you want to
yes,
tell people where they can find Ebb and Flow and Melt?
yes, people, if you would like a membership, go on ebbandflownj.com and secure your membership now. That's ebbflownj.com. Or you can follow me, well, no or, and you can follow me on Instagram at meltmassage_NJ to just be up to date with all the things with the business. And Sammy, where can they find you at, girlfriend?
You guys can find me just on my Instagram, any social medias. They're all the same. So it's going to be Sammy Roos underscore. And as you guys heard in the beginning, I am doing a Bikini Body Blueprint free 16-day experience. I have gone ham with this program. I have never felt so good and so aligned with what I'm putting out. This is like just going to be full experience. We're going into energy, we're going into perspective and mindset. We're going into everything you need to know, fitness and nutrition wise, but we're really going in on the trifecta of having a healthy body, a healthy mind, and a healthy soul. So if you want to look good this summer, if you want to feel good in your bikini and have so much to fucking feel grateful for, I highly invite you to come join us. Come hang out. It's completely free. So just DM me confidence on Instagram and or we're going to put the link in the show notes where you can just sign up. Send me a screenshot that you signed up so that we can fucking celebrate you and I can't wait to see you guys in there. So this is really just my way of being so grateful for my business and giving back because like I said, I was talking to Taylor about this before. It is by far the best program I've ever created. Like I'm so excited.
My God, and I'm so excited to be in the program too. So,
Oh my
fuck
God.
yeah. Follow your girl and do all the things. And you can literally win money also, people.
It's a 200 cash prize this time. Usually I do 150, but I was like, I'm fucking with the twos because it's starting on the 22nd. So I was just like, oh, we got to do 200. Like, come on, we're going to make it spicy.
Make it spicy.
Zzz.
I love it.
That's how you guys want to be feeling this summer, right? Wink, wink.
Genuinely, yeah, like it's the perfect amount of time right now to be starting like getting in the full swing of a workout routine. So better believe I'm gonna get my ass to the gym and be doing that because your girl's gotta look snatched this summer.
Good. Ah.
You can follow us on Instagram and YouTube at Aligned Feminine Podcasts, and you can follow us on Spotify. Type in the Aligned Feminine Spiritual Baddie Mindset, baby. You already know.
Yes, and comment what you're grateful for, okay? Spotify is finally allowing comments, which I love. I've been utilizing them nonstop. So as you listen to this, comment something that you're grateful for.
Oh, I love that. So until next time, people, just know that we love and are so grateful for you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.